welcome back. Actually, welcome to our first LTD guest episode of the 2026 season. I almost just said 2025. I'm still not adapted to it being 2026 yet. But this is our first guest episode, and we are excited to present to everybody the person on the left side of your screen, Mr. Cameron Miller. Chase and I are giving him a round of applause here. I actually have a media thing that I can do that can play applause, but I don't think it works. And
you'll probably break the recording. Let's just hold off.
Yeah.
For now.
Listen, I'll go ahead and say that we're doing a new software today. We've adapted and went to this new thing. And if you're familiar with the New Heights, is it called the New Heights podcast? The one with Travis Kelce or something like that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so the Jason Kelce podcast runs through this software, and it's cheaper. It's nice. And yeah, but we got a bunch of questions here to ask Mr. Cam. Cam, you're from Saxonburg, right?
Sarver.
So
technically, I'm in Saxonburg. I live like right outside the border there. So
I see. Cool. So I have the first question. We have we kind of alternate with these, but we'll probably intervene in between some of them and bounce around a little bit. But
yeah,
there's a segment too that's like, Chase, I have like 3 questions that are like, they get a little out of control here. You can see them, but all right, we'll get started. So, Cam, how did you get into racing? Where did it all start for you?
Probably everyone's answer, your dad. My dad's raced since '99, and it just so happens back in 2021. Junior sprint. Actually, a lot of people don't know this about me. I raced a junior sprint back in 2021. So, end of 2020, my dad blew his motor up in his old car at the Stampede, and we ended up buying a junior sprint, and I ran that. Basically, it's a glorified go-kart with a roll cage is what it was. If you ever been to Blanket Hill, Chase has. They run them there. I ran that when I was 10 years old and sold that. Got a couple wins in it. Sold that to afford a motor for my dad's modified, and we ran his back in 23 and 24. And then I built my car over those 2 years, and here we are. Well, that one's actually in the junk pile now, but
yeah,
still the same point.
So you say you raced the junior sprint. So did you have anything before the junior sprint, or was that the start for you?
That was the dead start of my career. So
how old?
I only ran that for a year. And like 4 races maybe at the end of 2022, but that was it.
Okay, so how old were you when you started in the junior sprint?
I think I was 10.
Cool. I started when I was like 8, so yeah, that's like
that's right around that age.
Yeah, so that's cool. I didn't know that. I honestly I always thought that like I don't know. I race go-karts and stuff, so like I would see. I don't think they were junior sprints, but I would see like go-karts that had roll cages but no wings. I don't know. I thought it was what you were doing, but it was stuff like that coming up through, and it was like, I don't know. But I'd have to probably research that a little bit more.
It's the same chassis as the 270 micro sprints, just with a little 16-horse go-kart motor in it. We run it around circles, maybe like 40 mile an hour.
Yeah. Now, this is actually not even, now that I know that, I'm curious now. So you ran the junior sprint. Did any of that transfer into the modified at all, or no?
Absolutely not. You got to think I had, a 4-year gap between that and where I am now. So it's like a whole different ballgame. I mean, the first time I hopped in a modified was 2023, my dad's car. He let me run it. So actually, before I even had my car finished, I ran my dad's car back in July of 23, I think. Yeah. And I was like, a whole different ball game from the junior sprints.
Chase, go ahead with your first question of the evening.
Yeah, I had no idea about the junior sprint. I mean, that caught me off guard, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that about me.
So in the junior sprint, were you? This is kind of a random question off topic, but were you number 9 in the junior sprint as well?
Yep.
So your dad runs number 75, and you're number 9. Where exactly do the numbers come from?
This is the simplest explanation in the world. So my dad's born in 1975. So that's why his number is 75, and you can guess where I got mine from. It's because I'm an '09 kid. So number 9 for me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not
That's
really a
kind of
favorite driver or nothing, just kind
right.
of a tradition.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always kind of noticed that too. Like I know my number doesn't come from anywhere, and I feel like I don't know. I noticed that more with a lot of the like people that I guess the older guys that are around in racing is they keep the numbers simple and stuff, so it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But um I used to ask this question a lot later in the episodes. I wanted to start putting it earlier because I thought it goes well with the whole kind of like how'd you get started thing. But do you have like how many racing inspirations, if any, do you have? And how important have they been kind of to look up to as you've come like started to come up?
Um, Inspiration wise, I mean, obviously my dad when he raced, it was like he's out there doing this. I want to do it too eventually, which is
Mm-hmm.
why I started to build my car. He wasn't. I mean, he was there. He helped me find it. Obviously, he helped me put together and stuff. I've helped him work on his cars over the years, and so when it comes to inspiration, he's why I got into it and started. And my other motive, I would have to say, is watching all the guys in like the Super Dirt Car Series and Short Track Super Series. I want to be like them one day, you know.
Yeah,
So it's kind of my goal to work towards that.
yeah. Do you watch any like NASCAR or anything like that? Any asphalt drivers that you like?
Not really.
No.
Occasionally, when the Truck Series is on TV, I'll glimpse at it and watch that a
Yeah,
little bit.
trucks are pretty cool.
Fall
Yeah.
asleep to it. You know how NASCAR races normally go.
Yeah, fall asleep and wake up for the last 20 laps or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I always like asking people their inspiration. We've got a wide variety of different answers. It's always a super cool question to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chase, we'll go back to you.
So you started out in the junior sprint, but your dad was. Did your dad always run big blocks?
Yeah. He's run since '99. He's run nothing but modifieds. I mean, he's run enduro cars and stock cars for driving for other people, obviously stuff like that. But he's only ever owned modifieds, and that's what we've always had in this garage. So that's what we'll stick with, you know.
So
Yeah.
there was never really a thought after running the junior sprint, like a thought to get into a different class for you. It was always the thought was always to run a modified for you.
It's from that age, yes, I always wanted to run a modified, and now that I'm older in these modifieds running them, and you look at reality, and you can't really, unless you're Matt Shepard, Stuart Friesen, you can't really make a career in a modified unless you're winning literally every race, and you can't win, especially with competition nowadays. It's slim to none. So I figured maybe eventually get money up, super late model racing, get a ride in super late models. That's like one of the sprint cars or late models. The only two ways you can really start to make money in this sport,
Yeah.
and that's driving for someone else, not
Mhm.
really running your own stuff, unless you get
I don't
that big
know,
sponsor.
50,000 to win mini stock race here coming up, and at a Lincoln Speedway here, and I think
Hey,
at the end of July.
Oh my
I'm thinking
gosh.
about building one of them Crown Vics. Those things are sweet.
I saw
Yeah,
one of
they're
those for the
cheap.
first time last year, and it was crazy. I actually think they're really awesome as well.
Especially at Sharon when that track slicks off and they can just run the fence because they're rear-wheel drive. You can just, I think that'd be sweet. Build a Crown Vic and just go beat it up.
That
Why
would be a
not?
Gotta worry about it.
that would be a thing that's like I would like to try one time. I don't know if I would like to like I don't know. Dude, it's kind of I'm the same way with demos and enduros. I like to do it maybe once and then never
Yeah.
do it again. But yeah, Crown Vics definitely fall under that. So, Cam, we'll move on here. We'll get a little bit more present day. So obviously the 2026 season's coming up. So what are your season aspirations for this year?
What do you mean by aspirations?
Just like what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish this year? What do you want to be able to say that you accomplished when you're sitting back in 2027?
So we're gonna stay a little more local this year, and when we do travel, I'm not gonna follow the BRP tour this year as much as I did last year. I see I was full time BRP tour last year. It's mostly gonna be Lernerville weekly for me, and my goal is to have a couple top fives. I want to be able to run top fives in the features consistently.
Yeah.
Try to keep up in the heat races because obviously we're big time down on power over here, even though it's a big block. We're still low horsepower compared to everyone else there. So I would say those are my two goals for this year.
Yeah.
Try to keep up with some of the Super Dirt Car Series races, Mansfield and Sharon. I want to run. We'll see if we can hold our own ground there. Obviously, we tried at Bedford last weekend. Didn't go too hot, but it is what it is. First
Yeah.
time out, so can't complain.
Right.
So you mentioned about being low horsepower and trying to stay more local. Do you think that you'll try to hit more of like the weekly kind of Sharon shows that they're gonna have for the big blocks?
Yeah, so that was originally our plan was before we had all this Port Royal short track Super Series Bedford stuff. We were gonna put my dad's motor together, and this still kind of is the plan. It's just coming along slowly with the money. Is I was gonna run Lernerville Friday nights, and we're gonna turn around and take his car to Sharon on Saturday nights. But I figured till his car's done, we'll do some double duty. Not with him in the seat, but I'll do some double duty. Lernerville Friday, Sharon Saturday type stuff. Depends on what the weather's looking like in the week. Always depends on how Friday goes, because that's our main
That
night of the week.
that's
Right.
very true.
Yeah.
Yep. As far as
Chase,
that goes.
I'm excited for your next question.
I'm kind of gonna skip around. I think I might skip around a little bit, but I kind of want to skip down to uh, your couple. I mean, you said you started out and then kind of had a little bit of a gap, but what's the scariest moment that you've ever had in your racing career so far?
It was definitely this year at Mercer. So the Rider Memorial, we're like halfway through, and we're taking the green off a restart. We're going into turn one, and there's that hole at the top of one, and I just clipped it hard enough with the left rear. I biked that thing up high. Like if I were to keep going, I would have went head on into the catch fence, which would have been pretty bad. Cage first in the catch fence, but it sat back down. But I definitely had something in my pants after that.
Code Brown moment. Chase, I'm going to steal your question because,
Go for it.
oh man, I love talking about this. I also wanted to just point out, I think there's a possibility right now that I think we're live streaming.
We
Yeah,
are definitely live streaming.
Whoops.
What? So, okay, I didn't know that was happening. That's
You like to
okay
go back
though.
now.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll deal with it. Okay, I'm excited for this question. So this was supposed to be Chase's question, but I'm taking it because it is literally like I've asked every guest we've ever had on the show this question. It's an iRacing related question. So first of all, before I get to the actual question, are you an avid sim racer?
Not as much as I used to be, but I used to be pretty big into it. I used to run it almost every night, actually, back after the junior sprint, obviously. I was always on that.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of experience when it comes to iRacing.
Yeah.
Still on it occasionally, just with time, work. You don't
Right.
got time, you know.
What was your favorite thing to drive on iRacing?
The modifieds, obviously.
Yeah, you like the modifieds. They're pretty fun.
I like the non-wing sprints too. They're really fun when you get a good field together and it's not a wreck fest.
Right. Which, yeah, sometimes
Good
that
luck
can
with
be,
that.
Yeah, that could be hard to find sometimes. But so Chase's question that he had was, how much would you say that sim racing has helped you as you've kind of got your feet in your career so far?
So with the modifieds, yeah, I think it has played a little bit of a role. But when you're on the sim and you're actually out on track, it's obviously two completely different things.
Right.
So when it comes to translating the sim to real life, I think it's got a lot of, you can feel your hands more, you can feel your feet more. A lot of throttle control contributions from that game
Yeah.
is what I'd say.
Mhm.
But when it comes to like here actually on the track, the G-force is pulling you down to the seat. You can feel everything in the car moving, obviously, which I don't think you can feel with like a motion rig for iRacing. So I think
Right.
there's a limit there. Yes, it helps, but at the same time, it's nothing like actually being out on there on track.
Yeah, there's definitely some crucial things that even if you have like a big sim rig that there still aren't a part of it that obviously separates it from being real and being fake. So it's
Right.
like
There's no way to simulate G-force, is
Yeah.
what I would say.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I always said that I thought iRacing did make me, if anything, better at was avoiding wrecks. I always thought
yeah.
that was totally a thing you can take away from
Yeah.
iRacing because it's an absolute disaster in almost every lobby you're in. So it's kind of a good thing. It helps your
Well,
reaction
based off
time.
how last season went, I don't know if I can agree with you on that, but we'll see.
All right, Chase. I don't know what you're doing now, but just go to another one. I don't. You're out of control.
I'm gonna do a question that's not even that you didn't even put on the script, but I've ran a couple enduros myself, and recently in NASCAR, this question's kind of popped up, or I guess this topic has kind of popped up. But do you even see the flagman when you're out on the track? Are you able to pay attention to what he's doing at all, or the flags that he's waving?
It depends on the track, honestly. Like last weekend at Bedford, the flag stand was on the infield, so I'm like, where are we supposed to look for the flags? Because I am a guy that looks up, so that way I know when the white flags come out. But for me, it's easier to look at the flagman than look all the way up at the infield, the board, especially at Lernerville. Look up, see how many laps are remaining. So yeah, I see when he throws the white flag. What's his name? Dave or something. I'm gonna butcher that. Cut that one out.
We're
I see, I
live,
see, I
so
see him up there all the time. So yeah, I do watch the flags, especially at Lernerville.
are you able to see like when he puts up 5 to go?
Uh, Not necessarily when 5 to go, but I see like the halfway things or the 2 to go when he waves that. I can see that. Also depends on like daytime. I can see it way better than nighttime, obviously.
Because like when I finished the enduro at Mercer, 2 years ago, they waved the checkered flag. I made an extra lap. Everybody started going off the track. I didn't know we were done yet. I was still going, dude.
I know I can't see fingers ever. Like the whole 5 to go thing with the hands, it's like just I can't. Don't do it. I don't see it at all. But I don't know if that's just a me thing. I like to think I have pretty keen eyes too, but
I can't really see the fingers. I could see the flags though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to get to the silly ones yet. I'm gonna do this one. So far in your career, what is would you say like your biggest accomplishment that you would something that you're the most proud of so far?
I would just have to say all my top tens at Lernerville and with the BRP tour, honestly.
Yeah.
Obviously, my goal last year was Rookie of the Year for the tour. Well, originally Rookie of the Year for Lernerville, then Rookie of the Year for the tour, and obviously I didn't get either of those, which was a little bit disappointing. But when I got the top 10 runs, that's, in my opinion, better than what the other rookies were doing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
it is what it is when it comes down to that. It's not a big deal. It's more goals to look forward to in the future. So I would say my top 10s, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely well. And this is so was last season your first full time season?
It was first full season in the modified. Yeah, I've
Cool.
never. My first race in a modified was the 2024 Stampede. Chase remembers how that ended up,
Mm.
and then obviously I ran practice laps in my dad's car throughout 23 and 24
Yeah.
at the Test and Tunes Lernerville. But other than that, no. This was my last year was my first full year in a modified.
Yeah. So it's definitely impressive, though. I mean, you're being consistent and notching some top tens on your belt and stuff. So that's definitely. I know sometimes, like, I would say that some of like the first night of the Apple Fest or the September weekend. I don't remember what it was called, but there was a night. It was like one of my first times running with the Penn Ohio guys, and I don't even remember where I finished the first night. It wasn't good, but I was more happy about finishing. I think it was like 12th or something. I was more happy about finishing 12th in that field than I was like finishing 5th or something on a regular night. I don't know. It was a. I don't know. Some of those finishes where you're deeper in the pack, but you still have something to be proud of. They kind of stand out a little bit more. I think it's just
Right. At this point, I'm happy if I finish. So.
Chase, you got something else?
Let me check my list here. I mean, we've completely gone so far off script at this point. So
Yeah, I
mean,
have a
Jake made a
general
script.
idea.
Jake made a script and he put 2 of my questions on here twice. So
What?
Same
Where?
question. So we'll go with this one. Kind of the opposite of what I asked earlier about the scariest memory. How about your so far in your career, your favorite racing memory that you've had?
I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite, but it's definitely. It might be my favorite. Sharon this year, my first time over there. Obviously we sucked. I think it was Lou Blaney Memorial. We sucked hot lap. Well, we didn't do bad hot laps, so I sucked in the heat race. first time ever there, so I just kind of rolled around in the back. Here comes B main time, sitting and staging. Here comes my dad up to the side of my car. Get your ass off the bottom is the first thing he says to me. So we were out there for the B main, and first thing I do, blast the fence. Perfect for like 6 laps, dead last to something like 6 or something. Jump the cushion, hit the wall, flat the tire, bent the bead lock, everything else, whatever. That was the end of that night, but it was definitely funny seeing my dad's face when I rolled in the pits because he knew I was up by the wall. I listened to him.
Yeah.
And it was working.
Yeah, it was for a little bit.
Yeah.
Until you jump the cushion, and it all goes downhill.
I want to backtrack a little bit before we get to these silly questions. Are you at, I don't know if you've seen, we're hosting an iRacing race here pretty soon.
Yes.
Are you gonna, I don't know, is he on the list, Chase?
No, he's not.
I don't know if you're busy, but
I might be. I haven't looked into this one. I know the last one I was busy, so
Yeah.
we'll see about this one.
well, if
And
you
it
end up
is-
doing it, we might have to get you we have to put a, I don't know, virtual GoPro in your car right along with you or something.
I need some more Chase Grimm stickers for this body.
I got some
Hey!
They're right here.
Yeah,
in
I
the
need
drawer.
some.
Yeah, I
Sweet.
need some too. What the hell? I don't have any. I gotta get some.
Yeah, they're sitting here.
All
They're
right.
right here, actually.
I got the little
They're-
ones, but
they're
I ain't
right
putting
here.
the little ones on the car.
They're right here.
Hey, don't worry. Actually, I still can't see your screen, so.
I actually cannot believe we're live right now. I'm not mean for that to happen. So yeah, Chase, I see what you see here. I actually put your question. Yeah, I want to say it's on here twice. I did not mean to do that. I'm gonna skip the one. All right, Cameron. What is your pre-race hype song?
Ah. I don't really have a specific song. I just kind of have my own playlist, you know.
Oh, okay.
Well, what's
So
on the
it's not
playlist?
like-
Yeah, what does it consist of?
A lot of Deftones, honestly. If you ever heard of them,
Oh yeah.
is what's a lot on my playlist. But I don't have a specific favorite, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's just kind of that kind of vibe. I get you.
Yeah, I just got my playlist and you don't see me with my AirPods and all off the track. I mean, Bedford last weekend, washing the car, I didn't want to listen to them. Whatever they were playing over the speakers, trying to figure them out. So I had them in there and listened to that playlist. Yeah, that was fun. Practice, car completely covered in mud. I spent 2 hours scrubbing it with a towel in the morning.
Yeah. Well, actually, we were supposed to talk about that at some point. So, practice at Bedford, like overall, would you say that it was it a good learning experience? Did you come away with positivity, any knowledge or anything, or?
I actually think practice night. Oh, there goes my belly pan. Practice night at Bedford actually went better than the race night, I feel like, because we let that car sit in the trailer overnight after practice, obviously, and it got cold. I don't know what happened to it. I think we're having carburetor issues now, but we'll see. But as far as practice goes, this car is so much better than my last car. I think this car is so consistent, mostly because I think I have those coil bearing spacers now, so the coil's no longer bind, coil springs, which keeps the car consistent every corner. My brakes are consistent this year after we flipped our master cylinders around because they were backwards last year. Once we tore that car apart, there was just so many things we found wrong. So yeah, learning this car was so much easier than trying to learn last year. So I'm feeling way better about this year than last year as of now.
Yeah. Chase, you got the script, right?
What do you mean I have the script?
Do number 11. I want to. This is a good one.
Usually this is Jake's kind of question, but since he stole mine, I gotta steal it back, I guess. But, he's asked about, hype songs and pre-race songs, but do you have any kind of superstitions or pre-race rituals that you do before a race?
Not really, but last year I had this weird obsession. So this is kind of a long story, but when I painted my first car red, I had these New Balance shoes that I wore when I painted them. And it just so happens that when I painted my car, these white shoes got stained all red. So I actually ended up keeping those shoes, and I ran all last year with regular tennis shoes. Don't let the officials come at me for that. I did run them at Mercer when they came after me for that. But I did run those all last year, so if I ever do put that car back together, I still have those shoes. Actually, you want to see them? They're pretty
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
1000%. Here, Russell.
Oh, these things are so bad. Look at these. These things are all duct taped up.
Oh my goodness.
The laces
That's
are falling
incredible.
apart. They're super glued, duct taped, everything else.
So you
But
ran all your races last year in those shoes.
Yep. And besides, like 2 at Mercer when they wouldn't let me
Holy
keep those
cow.
shoes. That's like my only superstition I've ever had. I honestly don't even know the reasoning behind it.
Interesting.
I mean,
This
you
one I have
can't.
actual race shoes for now, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe I
don't
need to put them
know.
back on. Who knows?
Yeah, you might
I
end
don't
up switching
know.
halfway through the season.
Man, you might have. I don't know if you can go away from something like that.
Those might be bad luck though with the amount of stuff I got involved in last year. So
That's
Maybe.
true.
Actually, maybe. Yeah, maybe it could be the opposite. Maybe, yeah.
we'll see.
I don't know. Chase, do you have some other questions?
I do. I had another question.
Okay.
If you, I mean, obviously, I feel like money is going to be the answer to the question, but if you could change one thing about racing other than money today in today's world, what would it be?
The rule books for sure. See, I'm a guy that likes to fabricate stuff. I like to try different stuff. I actually have got a car over here that this pic now I've been taking measurements off of and putting it into CAD, the 3D designing software, trying to make stuff. The rules are so strict. With these cars, the big thing is the version 2 rubber floor. There's so much going on down there for no reason. When we could go to something like a late model has, which is a lift arm and a coil spring, which should be easy to put in these cars. But the way they've got these rolls fab now, and since we're a center steer car, the drive shaft's right there. We can't do a lot, especially because the rules we have to have a center pick point. I love to fabricate new stuff. So if anything, I'd say open up the rules. Let us make new stuff.
Yeah. Kind of like how in the old stock car days, it was just people were
Yeah.
just rolling whatever they conjured up out. But okay. I think we got the last question here. I don't have anything else. I think this is the one we always kind of ended on. Cameron, who do you want to thank so far?
Obviously all my sponsors. So Ironworkers Local 3, they're our main financial sponsor for both me and my dad's cars. Even though we only have one out right now, we're trying our best to get the second one out. DKM Fabrication, because they're obviously who builds these chassis, and they're great chassis. This one's been perfect right out of the box, even though it's a used chassis. The Rock House Bar and Grill, my buddy Rick, who owns that business, I wouldn't be able to do none of this without him. Obviously, last weekend at Bedford, he let us run these tires, these American Racers, which I think are way better than Hoosiers. He let me borrow them for that event. Elite Artworks and CG Photography. People I like to support. Obviously, he designed my wrap, and Sierra takes all my pictures whenever she comes down to the track for free. So that's my main 5 people, and obviously I got my big old list on the side of the car for all the people who have supported me and kept me motivated while I was building my first one, obviously, and this one too.
Yeah.
Not stepping out of it.
Yeah.
So next
wrap
up on the docket is opening night at Lernerville for you.
And nope.
Nope.
So next up is gonna be, hopefully, we'll see what happens with this motor. We're still gonna dig into it farther, see if we can find anything wrong. But I want to run test and tune next Friday at Lernerville and take some time off. I'm not probably gonna run till the second or third night at Lernerville, just cause after how opening night went last year, I'm not trying to risk anything. Let everyone else get the rust knocked off first before I do, and then we'll go from there. Maybe put my dad in the car for Pittsburgh if he lets me, but he's refusing to. I'll just have to switch. I'll just switch the seats one of these times and hopefully force it.
Yeah.
You don't have any aspirations to run at Pittsburgh?
Not really. Yeah, so that's what's weird. I wanted to go run Port Royal, which is a big track, but the reason I don't want to run Pittsburgh is because the big track. And the other reason is because my dad's always done good there. I know he can be a podium car up there and whatever. So that's why I want him to run it, but he refuses.
Yeah.
Well, can't make them.
Yeah.
Oh, I can.
Okay, well, Cameron, I appreciate you coming on the show. It was cool
Yeah, thank
talking to
you.
you. I hope that your season goes awesome. We'll definitely have you back on at some point. We're kind of making our loops right now with some of our guests from last year, so we'll have you back on at some point.
Yeah, bring me on. We're at the track. Whatever works.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I know some.
Don't plan on being at Tri-City anytime this year, though, so we'll have to find something
Yeah, he
else.
doesn't like Tri-City very much.
Yeah.
It doesn't like me. It's not that I don't like it. It doesn't like me.
Right. But yeah, so thanks for coming on to the show.
Thank
Thanks
you.
everybody that watched this live. You're not gonna see this live. We're gonna take this down and re-upload it. If you watch this live, you're a lucky person because this was not supposed to happen. But all right, like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next episode.